Namaste everybody, welcome back to YogaCandi and welcome back to our Feet Up series. So today is day 6 and we're going to be focusing on a full body Vinyasa flow. So remember to watch the intro if you haven't already, and just make sure you listen to some of the safety tips before you take today's class. And remember, you can always do our sun salutation warm-up if you would like to, and at the end there'll be a shavasana or a meditation for you to choose from. So let's begin. On our hands and knees, in a tabletop position, knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. Let's externally rotate our hands so that our fingers are facing our knees and our thumbs are facing outwards. Take a few little rolls with the hips, just warming up through the wrists before we begin. So when we're in inversions today, I want you guys to completely listen to your bodies. If you're not ready to lift both feet, only lift one and just play around with balance in your own time until you're ready to lift both feet. We're going to be doing a couple more inversions today than we have done throughout the series. So just make sure that you do listen to your body. Rotate your wrists in the opposite direction now. And never feel pressured. There's absolutely no competition here at all. And when you're ready, just lean back towards your heels. Just go as far as you want to until you feel a stretch down the front part of your arms. And then come on forward. Take your left hand, have your thumb facing inwards now, and place the top part of your hand onto the mat. And you'll feel a little stretch down the opposite side of the arm now and through the ligaments of the fingers. Hold that just for a couple of breaths. Keep your breath nice and deep, in and out of the nostrils if possible. Now just place that hand onto the ground and do the same with the opposite hand. So the thumb's facing inwards, fingers are facing your knees, and the top part of your hand is down onto the mat. You don't need to put any pressure into that wrist, just until you feel a stretch, and then hold that. Put most of the pressure into the left hand this time. One more nice deep breath here. And then bring that hand down to the ground. Give your hands a little shake out, everybody. We're going to take some cat-cows. So come back into your tabletop. Let's warm up through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arching the spine, tucking the tailbone and the chin. Take 3 more in your own time. One more. Walk your hands forward, your knees back, and let's take a puppy pose without the trainer this time. Keep your arms shoulder distance apart, bring your forehead down to the ground and keep your elbows lifted off of the floor. Tailbone up towards the sky. And just breathe into this nice stretch and shoulder opener. One more deep breath here. And then come on forward. From here, let's inhale our right hand to the sky. Exhale, draw it underneath the left arm, coming down onto the right shoulder. For a nice thread the needle. You can keep your left hand on the ground. You can take it to your bum, or you can find a little interlace on the inner right thigh. Take one more deep breath here. Then push yourself back up into a tabletop. Take it over to the other side. Inhale the left hand to the sky. Weave it underneath the right arm. Come down to your ear, onto the shoulder. Keep your right hand as it is, to your spine, or find a little grip on the inside of your left thigh. One more deep breath here. Release that grip, push yourself back up and walk your hands wider than your mat. Still sort of in line with shoulders, but your hands are much wider. Hands are wider than the mat, knees are in line with your hips. Exhale, dip your right shoulder down towards the ground, look to the left. Just feel that stretch in the right shoulder. Inhale up, dip towards the left side, taking your left shoulder down to the ground. Look to the right. Let's take 3 in our own time. Push up, exhale down. Two more. One more. And push yourself back up. Walk your hands closer towards your trainer. Place your hands onto the wooden part. And we're going to send our tailbone up to the sky to our first downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Slightly internally rotate those legs. And externally rotate your shoulders so that you're trying to get your armpits to look at each other. Tailbone and your spine is nice and long. Your head is just hanging heavy here. Take a couple more deep breaths here in your down dog. Exhale, suck the belly button up towards the spine and roll forward into a plank. Your shoulders should be in line with your wrists, your legs nice and strong, keeping your spine strong, tucking the tailbone, not allowing it to sink or lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one more wave, waving forward into your plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. From here in your dog, inhale your right leg to the sky, lift it as high as you possibly can. And then exhale, roll forward to plank. Draw that knee to your chest and hold it just for a breath. And then step between the trainer. Inhaling, lifting your arms up to the sky. Look up as your palms touch. And then take them shoulder distance apart, look straight ahead. Hold this, back heel is off the ground, hips are facing forwards. Hands down to your trainer, straighten the front leg. Take the back heel down to the ground in our pyramid pose. Stretching out the hamstrings. Exhale, you can roll forward if you have the flexibility. If not, keep the front leg slightly bent. Come back into your high lunge, inhaling, bending in the front knee, lifting the back heel off the ground. Arms to the sky. And then open up to warrior two, rotating the body so that the back foot is now 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Bend forward into the front knee, look beyond these right fingertips, suck in through the core. One more deep breath. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, bring your arm up and over your ear. Keep the front leg bent. And then straighten the front leg down for our triangle pose. You can bring your fingertips down to that center bar on the trainer. Maybe you can hold on to that bar. Or you can bring your hand or fingertips down to the ground. Body is open out to the side. Your arm lifts to the sky. You look up. Back foot is planted nice and strong into the ground. Push into the knife edge of the foot. Straighten the front leg if possible. One more breath. And exhale, come back to warrior two. Look beyond the right fingertips. Bend forward into the front knee. Now, come into your high lunge once again. Step back off the back knee, lift the heel off the ground. Send your hips forward, bending into the front leg, arms to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hands back to your trainer. Step back into plank. From your plank, take a chaturanga, bending in the elbows, taking the elbows close to the body. And then inhale into a back bend. So exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, bend the spine, look up to the sky. Exhale, down facing dog, suck your core, lift yourself back into down dog. From here, walk your feet to the front of your trainer, so close to your trainer. Bend down and bring your head into your trainer. Get yourself as comfortable as possible and watch me first. Don't move your neck around in your trainer. Instead, just look straight ahead. If you need to watch me and rewind, do that. From here, walk your feet as close to your trainer as you possibly can. Hands on the wooden part. Lift one or both legs depending on how you're feeling today. So inhale, take the inversion of your choice. You can always take it against a wall for extra safety. Come into a pike if you would like. And then maybe into a full headstand when you're ready. Hold your headstand wherever you are. For a nice breath, exhale back to your pike. And then feet down. Take a little breather, inhale. Exhale, release out the mouth. Let's do that again. Take just one leg at a time if you want to, or both. Maybe take a pike first, legs at a 90-degree angle to the mat, and then maybe lift them together or one at a time up into the sky. Hold whichever inversion you're comfortable with today. And then exhale, maybe back to pike or take one leg down at a time and all the way down to the mat. Walk your legs back, push yourself back and knees down to the ground. Pull yourself out of your trainer when you're ready. From here, just sit back onto your heels and roll your neck side to side. Nice gentle rolls, just a few times. Releasing the neck after being in the trainer can feel really good. And then let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Take your feet back as far as you like to until you're comfortable and get nice and comfy in your down dog. Allow your head to hang heavy. Hips are very slightly internally rotating. Arms are externally rotating. Armpits trying to look at each other. Suck up through your core. And now inhale and lift this left leg as high as you possibly can into the sky. Exhale, roll forward into plank, bringing that knee up to your chest. Hold it for a breath. And then step inside the trainer. Inhale, look forward. Use the strength of your legs and bring your arms up to the sky. Look up to the sky as your palms touch. Bending into the front knee. Take your hands shoulder distance apart and look straight ahead. Back heel is off the ground. Hold this for a couple of breaths. Bring your hands down to your trainer. Straighten the front leg for our pyramid pose. Back heel goes down to the ground for your pyramid. If it's possible, if it's not possible, keep it lifted. You can always bend the front knee as much as you need to, but if you have the flexibility, you can exhale, rolling forward towards the leg. Inhaling, rolling back up. Bend through the front leg once again, and inhale, hands back up to the sky, shoulder distance apart. Hold it just for one more breath. And exhale into our warrior two, rotating the body. Back foot is at a 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Bend forward into the front leg. Open the arms out nice and wide. Look beyond your left fingertips. Hold your warrior two just for a couple of breaths. Inhale, come on forward. Exhale, rotate the body, lifting this right hand up to us, left hand to the sky, look up. And then straighten the front leg, coming down for our pyramid pose. This left hand can maybe just scrape this inner bar of your trainer. Maybe you can just grip it and look up. Or maybe your fingertips can touch the ground. Arm all the way up to the sky, look up. Keeping both legs straight if possible. Pushing into the knife edge of the back foot. Front foot is nice and firmly placed onto the ground. Body is facing towards this right side of the room. Take one more deep breath. And then exhale back into our warrior two, bend into the front leg. Look beyond the left fingertips. And then pop off of the back leg, making your way back into your high lunge. Inhale, hands to the sky, shoulder distance apart. Look straight ahead, take a nice deep breath. Plant your hands back on your trainer, and we're going to step back into our high lunge. Take a step back, sorry, not a high lunge, into our plank. Step back into plank, hold your plank. From here we're taking our chaturanga and our back bend. Exhale, elbows close to the body. Inhale, straighten the arms, look up if this is possible. And exhale, send your hips back to your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here in your down dog. Suck up through your belly. And now step or jump close to your trainer. Feet hip distance apart. Bring yourself down into the trainer once again. Get yourself as comfortable as possible. Looking straight ahead. We're going to do the same thing. So holding on to wooden part of your trainer. You can play around with just lifting one leg at a time. No need to lift both and no need to take your headstand just yet. But if you're ready, you can always pop off, send your hips as far back as you possibly can. And using the power of the arms and your core, maybe pop both feet off the ground. Maybe take a pike. Maybe send it all the way to the sky into your full inversion. If you're in a full inversion, feel free to play around. Maybe opening the legs into a really wide straddle. Bringing them back together. Maybe just scissoring the legs if you're not too close to the wall. Just play around in your inversion. If you have the the confidence to do so. With time you will. Exhale, maybe take it back into a pike. Suck your belly button back and bring your feet down to the ground. Just take a moment here. Get yourself comfortable. We're going to do that one more time. So wherever you are, walk your feet as close to your trainer as you possibly can. Maybe your legs can be straight. Maybe you need to bend them, and that's okay too. You can even just play around with kicking your bum with your heels. That's another option until you're comfortable. But if you can, send your hips as far back as you can. Come into a pike. Maybe even open your legs out in your pike. Bring them back together. You can do it again if it feels good, just to play around. Maybe take it into your full inversion. From your full inversion, you can play around again, opening the legs into a wide straddle. Bring them back. Maybe take a couple of scissors with the legs. Just playing around with your balance, really. Making you see what it is, what muscles you need to engage to keep you upright. And then exhale, and everybody come out of your headstand when you're ready. Feet down to the ground. Walk your feet back. Bring your knees to the ground. Pull yourself out of your trainer. Sit back onto your heels. Sit up nice and tall and give your shoulders a roll. In any direction, just backwards. Take one more, and then we're going to roll in the opposite direction. So maybe roll them forwards this time. And then take a nice little roll with the neck from shoulder to shoulder. Take one more roll here. And then back to center. Hands back onto the wooden part of your trainer. Step back, take a plank first, suck up through the belly, and then send it back to downward facing dog. Nice and long through your dog, send your tailbone to the sky, legs nice and straight if possible. Don't worry if they're not straight, that will come with time. Maybe your heels touch the ground, maybe they don't, and that's okay. We're just going to do a little bit of core here. So we're going to exhale, roll forward to your plank. And bring your right knee to your right elbow. Take it back to plank. Left knee, left elbow. Take it back into plank. Right knee, right elbow. And if you can, twist towards the left. Right knee, left elbow. Bring it back to the right elbow. Step back to plank. Same on the other side. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Maybe twist, taking your left knee to your right elbow. Twist back to the left. Step back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Give your dog a little walk. And then become still, finding a nice long, strong downward facing dog. From here, take a little slow walk to the front of your trainer, and then exhale, fold. Don't go too close to the trainer so that you still have space to hang heavy, gripping onto each elbow, and just hang really heavy. Allow your head to be heavy, your arms to be heavy. Knees can be bent if needed, or keep them straight. Bring your toes together, big toes together, but your heels are a couple of inches apart. Hang heavy. You can find a little bit of a yes and a little bit of a no, so just rocking if you would like to, if that feels good for your body. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands to that center bar of your trainer, look up. Exhale, fold. Maybe pull yourself a little closer towards your knees. And make your way back into your trainer for our last inversion of today. You can come down to your knees if you would like to. Get into your trainer nice and comfortably. Walk your feet as close to it as possible. Suck up through your core and play around with the inversions however you want to. Lifting one leg, maybe lifting the other, and that's all you need to do if that's all you're ready for. If you have the strength and the confidence, you can join me in sending your hips all the way back, taking it into a pike, maybe just lifting both legs at the same time, maybe one at a time, maybe playing around, opening the legs. Make this flow your own once you're in your inversion. Play around with it. Maybe you can come into full inversion, scissoring the legs. You can even play around with a bit of core here by bringing your knees, bending, maybe taking your knees over to the right elbow, taking them back to the sky, twisting and taking them to the left elbow. Back to the sky, play around. This is for once you're nice and confident, then these are things you can play around with. But just wait until you're ready. Don't force anything. If you're not ready, just keep playing with lifting one leg and then lifting the other. Take another couple of breaths in your inversion. And then either slowly make your way into pike again and bring your legs all the way down, or bring one leg down at a time. Walk your feet back, knees to the ground. Take yourself out of your trainer, sit back onto your knees, onto your heels. Sit up tall through the spine, roll your shoulders. Roll them in one direction, bringing them up towards the ears and then drawing them back down the back body. Roll them in the opposite direction. And then rest and roll the neck. Back to center. Make your way into a comfortable cross-legged position. Any cross-legged seat of your choice. Half lotus, full lotus. You can even just take a comfortable cross-legged position, just a general cross legs. Sit up tall through the spine. Let's take a few stretches with the side body. Left fingertips over towards the left side of the mat. Inhaling the right hand up to the sky, look up. Stay up on the left hand, nice and strong and straight if you want, or you can come down to the elbow, just getting a little bit of an extra deep stretch. Twist your chest towards the sky, look up, close your eyes if you would like. Take a nice few deep breaths here. And then push yourself back up. Take it over towards the other side. If you need to move your trainer, then feel free to move it a little out the way. Taking it over to the other side, right hand up to the sky, look up. You might want to come down to the elbow if that's accessible. Rotate the chest towards the sky. A couple of deep breaths here. And push yourself back up. if you're in full lotus, just release your legs. We're going to bring the inner soles of the feet together in our butterfly pose. If your knees are really lifted, that's fine. Just keep them lifted and sit up nice and tall through the spine. Maybe take your back against a wall. If you have more open hips, just allow them to open up as much as they want to, and find a little roll forward from side to side, rolling through the hips. Follow your breath wherever you are. If you're rolling, exhale as you come forward and inhale as you roll over from left to right. If you want to, you can start to lean forward if you have the flexibility, coming down to your forearms. Maybe even bringing your head down to your forearms and just resting, letting the knees be completely open as they can be. Keep the spine nice and long wherever you are, even if you're just sitting up. Sit up nice and tall. Take a couple more deep breaths wherever you are. Inhale, push yourself back up when you're ready. Bring your knees together, hug them towards your chest, maybe just roll back onto your bum. And then from here, friends, you can take it into my Shavasana video or one of my meditations to end the class. And as I always say, I highly recommend that you do. So please help support the channel, guys, by giving me a thumbs up, leave me a comment and share. All these things are going to help me keep bringing these videos to you as often as possible. Okay, until tomorrow, our last day in the series. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Have a wonderful day and namaste, everybody.